Welcome to Breaking Ties, a new you after divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support for when the divorce process has finished. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics related to post-divorce. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of life after divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Welcome to the Breaking Ties interview series. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to talk with another professional who assists those in getting through the divorce process. And actually, this is more on the fun side. This is after the divorce for the most part, where we're going to get a lot of questions answered on the travel topic. Now, with me today is Kristina Hughes. Kristina is a luxury travel designer with Travel A Latte. What a cool name that is. And she is going to share some fantastic information with us. Welcome to the podcast, Kristina. How are you today?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So on day one, I always like to have you share a little bit about yourself because we're going to be here for 5 days and we're going to have different questions each day. So everybody's going to come back and check it out. So give us a little glimpse into who Kristina is.
So I am a travel designer, go by travel designer, travel agent, travel advisor, there's lots of names, but I actually came into this role by moving to Europe for a year and a half with my family. We went over for a year and a half. We explored 30 countries in that time, traveling almost every weekend, and really fell in love with travel. So when we moved back, I left the career that I was in before and decided I wanted to help people plan travel and do the same things that I was able to do because I just fell in love with it. So that's me. I have two kids that are 4 and 6, so they've been to over 30 countries themselves. And yeah.
Wow, that is remarkable. And that's very cool. I mean, the fact that you've seen all these places and experienced a lot of different things and stuff, and that you're able to bring that and help people with their travel and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to learning from you and seeing what you're going to be able to share with our listeners.
Awesome. Yes. And I'm a specialist in Europe. I'm a specialist in traveling with young kids. My daughter was a year and a half when we went. So she was toted around a lot. And then now, trying to explore more of the U.S. Because we've seen more countries than states. So
yeah, there you go.
And then, hey,
not too many people can say that. All right. So really, we're going to start at the beginning. Okay. And so when we look at someone who's recently divorced or been divorced for a while, but really hasn't gone on any trips, where do we start? How do they begin?
Really, I think it starts with what you're interested in. People have vacation time and they want to go on vacation. It really starts with, okay, what are you interested in seeing or doing? Do you just want to completely do nothing and just sit on a beach? Then, hey, let's find a coastal town for you to kind of hang out and relax. Or do you want everything to be included, like an all-inclusive, go to the Caribbean and just have an all-inclusive with a kids club for kids for, just to kind of have it all taken care of. Or do you love the mountains? Do you love hiking? Do you want to explore a new culture? I mean, there's so many different paths that you can go when it comes to travel, and everybody's preferences are different. So I think, the first part is just figuring out what you would be interested in.
Yeah, I think so. And part of that process for those, once they've finished the divorce process, has been to kind of rediscover themselves. And so, perhaps someone doesn't actually know what they wanted to do, and now they're getting a chance to really do some of those things that perhaps they heard about, read about, saw about. And this whole divorce process is allowing them to do that. So one of the things I always share with my listeners on the podcast segments is that, divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And so I want to, get a feel from you on how do you think travel can bring something to a divorced person? What can it do to help them through the process?
So I think travel is something that can really help you to discover yourself and your passions, and just get you out of your comfort zone, which really helps you to grow in yourself, your confidence. If you're traveling alone, you're learning, to navigate life in a new way. Traveling in a new way. If you're traveling with kids, you have that memory with them. I think that it's really an important piece, traveling and just getting away. And again, that's however you see that. So, I can talk vaguely, travel, but that is, just going to a beach and just relaxing and enjoying the scenery. Or it could be, going to Europe and seeing multiple countries and exploring and really, diving in there. So, and by doing that, you're really getting out of your comfort zone, and kind of stretching yourself. But it's a really good thing to do. And I know that I had never been to Europe before we moved to Europe for a year and a half. Packed the bags, moved over, had never set foot in another country in Europe, and just going from culture to culture and navigating the train system and all those things was something that really shaped me and grew me as a person and my confidence, and also opened my eyes to the fact that everything that's going on in my world is just what's happening in my world, in my city, in my state. But what about, in the other places in the United States? What about, this country over here and this culture over here? And there's so much in the world. And I think that when you get out of what you're, used to, it really just opens your eyes to just so many other things. And that was something that was beneficial too with children as well, was, seeing the world through their eyes. So I think that it's really beneficial to kind of step out and to explore and travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the good driving points is just the fact that, one, you got something to look forward to after the divorce is over, kind of thing, and two, it's kind of a reset or a refresh opportunity for the individual. And because it is hard, it is challenging. So sometimes you just need to kind of refresh and take a step back and use it to reflect and stuff. And so I think those are very great points. All right. Well, this concludes the first day of the interview. I want to have everybody join us again tomorrow as we continue our discussion on traveling and what that entails and where can you go and how does that fit into your life kind of situation. So Kristina and I would like to thank you for joining us today on Breaking Ties, the interview series. Should you have any questions for Kristina, her contact information will actually be in the description. You can reach out to her. She's happy to chat and see what she can do for you. Remember, divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. See you tomorrow. Take care.